Hello. Hi, everybody. Just want to say thank you. I'm actually pet sitting in front of mine. Let me see if I can show you. That's Jack. Hey, Jack. Hey, Jack. That's you. You are so cute. You are so sweet. Hey, boy. So, I took him for a couple of walks. And yeah, I just wanted to say a big thanks for everybody who helped out and helped the fundraiser. Today's the last day of the fundraiser, and we raised about $100, and I'm gonna match that and give that to my friend. So yeah, I can't wait to see. Look at her face. Oh, look at Jack! Look at Jack! Oh, look at you! He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so sweet. He's so sweet. Yes, he is. Here you are. You sweet boy. So, yeah. Just wanted to go live and I guess say thank you to everybody who helped out. Um, I'm not really sure what else to really talk about. I mean, one of the things I'll tell my friends is I watched this movie, and this movie's called Nomad. Okay, it's available on Disney, and it's about this lady whose husband died, and she basically you cute Jack. So she worked at this factory with her husband, and I guess the factory closed down. Bless you, little boy. And so you cute. So she got displaced. Like the whole town closed down. Everybody in that town worked for this factory. So once they shut it down, the zip code no longer existed. And they show her like traveling in her van, doing little van life, like nomad, no fixed address. And she goes out and she meets other nomads. And the movie's sad. Like everybody has a sad story. Everybody's living out of the van. For some reason, they don't have a home. And yeah, it's a very sad movie. But what got me, what I didn't like about the movie is at the very end, they all went home. Like the lady has a house. Like the whole time I was thinking these people lost everything. They're forced to live in their vans and but I guess like they had to end the film somehow. So they just kind of like everybody goes home. So I wasn't really a fan of the ending for that film. But you know, that's okay. It's not a bad. It's like dramatic. It took me a couple days to watch. Maybe I missed something because it's like 2-3 hours long. So maybe it's possible that I might have missed an important part of it. But I thought I watched the whole thing, so I have no idea why it ended that way. I thought they were gonna like drive off into to the sunset, but no, they all just went home. Nomad. All right. Yeah, boy. I also watched some old like 90s movies, uh and I didn't realize like I remember that like I recall how many hours the characters in these films claim they've worked. Like for some reason growing up we all knew that doctors work like a crazy amount of hours. So I watched Something's Gotta Give, and that's another thing. They don't even they don't even like sleep. So in this movie, this lady she goes, I think it's what's that actress name? Diane Keaton's character. She goes, I only sleep 4 hours a night. I'm so jealous of these people who get 8 hours of sleep. Or and then Jack Nicholson goes, yeah, me too. Okay. And then I watched at the lake house, and this lady, she's a doctor, she goes, I just finished a 30-hour shift. Right. And she's like nice, like her face is all like, beautiful because it's a movie. I'm like, that's not how you look like after a 30-hour shift. But I do remember how, I don't know if they embellished it or that was the truth. Like everybody worked like a crazy amount of hours. But the sad part is with technology these days, we thought that we would increase productivity, therefore we would work less hours. But instead, we increased productivity and our hours were still this, like it just went up 300% basically. So I don't know if that's good or not, but yeah, just watch some of those 90s movies and you're like, and the thought, like when you watch it again, like you feel different. You feel different. Like when you watched it back then, when I watched it back then, I was like, okay, these people work too much and they don't pay attention to family. So there's your first mistake, right? But then when you get older, you're like, you can't do anything but relate. But like, at least back then, all those hours that you've worked, you were able to show something for it. Like these people, they have this, house. But for us, in this day and age, like, all right, just doing everything we can to survive. Like I know people have two professional jobs, but anyway, I'm just relating to the movies from the 90s. And there were like some good ones. I like the romantic ones, and that's another thing. When I watched the Lake House, I'm like, okay, so Sandra Bullock's in it and Keanu Reeves, and they both did Speed. So I'm like, this is like Speed, like, hey baby, like a sequel. Because I know they did Speed 2, but Speed 2 wasn't that great. Right, boy? Check this out. Give me a paw. Isn't he good? Look at him. Hey, Jack. Hey, Jack. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. He's so cute. He's so cute. You are so cute. You are so sweet. You are so cute. You are so sweet. Aw, the big baby. He's so cute. He's so cute. He just wants scratches. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Oh, yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who had helped us out. And I'm just going to say some of the names. Hey, baby boy. You are so cute. Let me just get the fundraiser link up. I just want to look at. Hello. Hello. Let me see. Oh. Pay attention to me. So we got 101 donations. They were mainly from anonymous, but I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for everyone who helped out. There were 4 donators, 3 of them anonymous, and one was my friend Michael. But Michael was it was kind of a transaction that I basically bought him train tickets back then, and this is how I asked him to just help me out and put the whatever he owed back into the fundraiser. So that's what he did. Hey boy, he's so cute. Yeah, so cute. What else? I've been watching or listening to a lot of stand-up, and I don't know what other recent films I've seen. You're so cute, Jack. I do miss the magic of it all. Uh, Hello, how are you? I'm good, Solo. Solo, thank you so much for streaming every day. I don't know how much you got so much power. I barely have time to brush my teeth. And but that's awesome. I do check in. Thank you for checking out my stream. Yeah, it's hard. Thanks for checking out my stream. If any of you guys see Solo uh in the chat, Solo has his own gaming channel. If you guys want to check him out, he's got a really cool accent, and he's got a really great sense of humor. Oh, thank you, Solo. Solo said, of course, he tries to support everyone, and he is. Actually, he found me my small tiny channel, and he was supporting my music. And he actually, one of my um, songs that are up there, he sent me a nice, cool video that was copyright free that I used. So um, thanks for that, Solo. I appreciate that. Just here petting the dog. Oh, I'm just here. Oh, yeah, they are the best. And Jack is so lovely. This guy has like 5 stars. He's the best. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to all the people who have donated. Today's the live. I have a fundraiser running for a friend of mine. She's going through some tough times, and I was hoping to. It's one thing when you just give somebody, cash, and it's like, well, why are you giving me, this much? It's not that, the transaction's not that great, but when you have like a fundraiser going on, and then you could match that, it's a little easier, it's a little bit easier. So that's what I'm trying to do. um and so today's the last day for that fundraiser. And so I was just thinking, the four people who have donated. Yes, money for books. um So she is currently studying, but the problem is she also has some medical things that she has to kind of take care of, and it makes it difficult for her to balance these things out. Um, you okay, Jack? You okay, Jack? And it's simple books, books that you go to school, and like a program would request you to purchase some kind of textbook, and she's got like a couple courses that she's doing right now. Um, so I'm not sure exactly what these books are. I just am trying to help her out with it, with the purchase of them all, because I know she's having a tough time currently. So um, yeah, that's what basically it's all about. And yeah, she's been busy, and that's another thing. Like, she's been trying to work, and with the health issues and everything, it's just tough to balance. I totally understand where she's coming from, and I wish I could do more. So this is kind of my way of helping her out. Oh, Solo, thank you. Solo, thank you so much. Thanks, Solo. Yeah, anything helps, really. And like I said, what will end up happening is whatever number it ends up being. So currently, thanks to you, Solo, it's $103. I matched that for her. So it gives her, um, you know, a bit of a boost. So, and like, we're all struggling. Like, I totally get it. Like, the world today, honestly, I don't even understand this whole thing with inflation. Like, somebody told me, oh, the reason why inflation is happening is because your country's printing too much money. So the gold is like, it balances out, it doesn't grow as much. But the reason why your house is worth so much more money, and the value is because they're printing too much money. And but the problem with this is, like, but wait a minute, it's not that, like, I live in Canada. It's not like Canada is printing too much money, but isn't this problem everywhere? Like UK, like America, like Australia, like isn't the whole world kind of going? So are you saying that everybody's printing too much money? Like, I'm so confused on the math on this. So if anybody is out there who's an economist who can help me out to understand, because like I understand, okay, inflation in our country, maybe we are printing too much money, and so the worth is going down, so it's not as much as, because everything is everything goes by the US, the American dollar. But if this is happening everywhere, then everybody is printing too much money, then technically speaking, our wages should go up anyway because we're just growing wealth. Yeah, it's not just about printing money. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, somebody told me that it's because you're printing too much money. Well, it doesn't make sense to me because it's everywhere. And we all know it's corporate greed because they're not paying the workers the right amount of money. Inflation is the rate at which prices for goods and services rise. Like, every year people get an increase on their salaries, and that has to be covered. Just one example. But the problem is that the cost of living back then, right? The cost of living um was sustainable. You could have a full-time professional job and you were able to pay your bills and have even a safety cushion, like you're collecting savings. But we're at a point where even a full-time professional job gets people to break even. Like, the rent is so high. uh Gas prices, currently grocery prices, I'm not sure about other countries, but here in Canada, everybody's just surprised. And like, I understand with flooding, with fires, with way the world is going, I understand why it's so hard to grow food. So maybe there's that plays into all of this. But um yeah, it's just everything. But it's just the percentage of it is like, okay, you're raising the prices on certain things and you're raising it like this much. Why are salaries going this much? So this is where there's like a huge imbalance. No, I'm not French. I grew up in Toronto, and the thing about Toronto is that it's such a huge mix of people that I feel like I've adapted like a bunch of accents, and I ended up with, like, originally I have a Russian accent because I moved to Canada when I was 9 years old. And but as I live in Toronto, I meet more people, I hang out with more people, like, I got like a Persian accent at some point, like the way that Caribbean, where they just kind of add something and then they add an A or an E, like a water. Like, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I'm actually learning French too, but it would be easier for me. Yeah. Background, yeah. My parents ran away when the Soviet Union when the Soviet Union broke apart. My parents couldn't wait to get out. And there's actually a saying that all the brains left Russia. So thanks to Yeltsin and Gorbachev, we were able to flee. But it wasn't I'll tell you a story. It wasn't really that easy. Like, my parents had to hide they told me and my sister very late stages of their move, and they said, don't tell anybody, because it was where I grew up, the small town, it's called Azure, and translated like lakes. And in Azure, it was basically run by gangsters. So, like, there was this famous story where this 15-year-old teenage girl, she just kind of, I don't know, she got in a relationship with one of the gangsters, and she blabbed about it. They shot her, they killed her, and they even showed up to the funeral. No arrests were made, nothing. And it was like this famous story, how it's like it's not governed at all. And you have to be careful the people that you talk to, hang out with. Can you type the names of Azure for me? It's Azure. Azure. Oh, hold on. Let me go into the chat. Azure. Yeah. So it's about it's about 3 hours east of Moscow, southeast of Moscow. Very small town. And back then, like, Chechnya gangs were running the place, and it was awful. It was and when my parents found out that Canada accepted them, what they did was they took my sister and I and sent us to Ulyanovsk, which is like 11 hours by flight. No, not by flight. It was 11 hours away by train. And we stayed with our grandparents for like 2 months so they could get their paperwork and everything in order and to keep us away. Because if somebody found out, they could kidnap us and my sister and I, they could just take us, and then my parents would be screwed. But yeah, it wasn't really a fun thing. My mom had terrible stories. Yeah, I speak a little bit of Russian because my parents they kept well, they moved to Canada in their like they were 40, so you can't really so they spoke to my sister with my sister and I in Russian, so I still speak Russian. I can read it and write it. Well, not write it so much. Grammatically, it's different. In 2017, I went back to visit my grandpa before he passed away, and people in Russia, they were like, "You're not from here." Even though I spoke Russian to them, they're like, "I don't think you're not from around here." You had a Russian girl a few years back, yeah. Russians are party animals. Well, that's because we came from a government that had like no. It wasn't like it was like the Wild West in the sense. Like my mom had stories where like policemen, like I wouldn't say kidnap, but like they offered her a ride home or something like that, and then they were taking her in like this really dark area in the woods, and my mom freaked out, and she didn't care the car was moving. She just fucking just jumped out of that car. she had stories where she was on the at a train station. She was young, and this guy, some dude, just grabbed her and was like just carrying her away, and she was screaming and yelling and nobody would help, and somehow she like punched him or got away and she ran away. Like shit like that would happen. She has this crazy story when my sister and I were like 3-4 years old, and my mom was walking home from work, and some guy, he was trying to like, he grabbed her, wanted to rape her. She goes to him, "Okay, let's go to my house." Like she somehow convinced him to go to her apartment. So he followed her to the apartment. My dad opens the door. My sister and I are at the doorstep, and the guy just kind of panics and runs away. like it's crazy what had happened back then. Like the country itself, everything's messed up over there. Well, back then. And so yeah, my parents couldn't wait to get out. They did not agree with the view of communism. In fact, my dad's dream was always to own his own business, which he could never do in that country. But yeah, there were like some crazy stories from back then. It's insane. So yeah, we had to flee for safety reasons, really. It was really good to see you again. I just got friends over, gonna have to go. Good luck with your fundraiser stream. Thanks a lot, Solo. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, I was gonna make this short anyway, but see you again. Bye bye. I'll check out your live streams later in the future. Thanks a lot, Solo. I appreciate your your help and your donation and everything. You're great, man. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap up my live stream here. Like I said, I just kind of came on here to just say thank you to everybody who has donated, and my friend will appreciate that a lot. And yeah, Jack is out there. I think he wants to go upstairs and play or go for another walk. So, but yeah, thanks for checking in, everybody. Whoever's checking in, thanks for donating. I appreciate that a lot. Um, yeah, I'm sorry if my stories are scattered. I am a little nervous being live. It's not something that I usually do. So I'm good at just making music and just posting whatever comes up. And sometimes when I make music, I like get so like anxious. Like I find like a really great sound, and I'm like, oh, I gotta post this. Like if only I spent like a little bit more time making the song, I think it would be even better. But like I'm always scared I'm gonna lose the file, lose the like I have this anxiety. So sometimes when you hear my songs, you're like, I don't think this one's finished, and you would be right. That would be a correct, I guess, conclusion. So yeah, but if you are still here and you're listening to this, I go ahead, check out some of my songs on my channel. They're all different. I try to learn different styles. I'm like, let's go this way today, like let me see if I could recreate here, add something there, like what would happen if I do this. And so yeah, it's a little experimental on some level. um but yeah, uh hey boy, I think Jack wants to go upstairs. Oh, he's so cute, giving me hugs. He's like, why are you talking to your computer? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you talking to your computer? Animals probably see us talk to our devices and they're like, what are they doing? I thought I was the crazy one. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. I offer pet sitting services. If anyone wants me to hug their dog, I'm 100% available. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. He's so sweet. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I also watched Hunchback of Notre Dame. So if you ever wanna go back to a Disney film that wasn't remade, Hunchback. It's a great movie. Remember Esmeralda? The gypsy? There's a movie that my dad showed. I forgot the name of it. About gypsies. It's an old film. It's like a Romeo Juliet kind of style movie. Yeah, baby. Oh, he's so cute. He's giving me kisses. He's giving me kisses and he's giving me his paw. Hey, boy. He's so cute. Well, he wants my attention, so I guess I should go. But again, I just want to say a huge thanks to everybody who has donated. I'll let my friend know. I'll match her. I'll match the total. Yes, yes I will. Yes, I'll match the total. Yes, I will, boo boo. Yes, I will. Oh, he's trying to lie down, but this chair here. Here, boy. Yeah. Oh, there he goes. All right. Okay, everybody. Just want to say thank you and goodbye and have a great day. And I'll see you. Maybe I'll do another fundraiser next year. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. And